In 1975, English art rockers Strange Days released the album Nine Parts to the Wind on Retreat Records, and from it, the title track, co-titled With All the Other Boys.
To play the piano when I was a kid. I wanted to make lovely music, but my dad never did. Said the neighbors will complain at that confounded noise. Why don't you run and play with all the other boys? With all the other boys. With all the other boys. I tried very hard for the school band, but they didn't want me. I suggested a day at rehearsals, but they didn't agree. Said no use singing round, you'll only make a noise. Why don't you run and play with all the other boys? With all the other boys. With all the other boys. Please, the nothing next door, ma. A few minutes more, please. I won't be too long, ma. I'll play an old song. He used to be a good boy. Now he's going round the bend. We caught him standing on the chair, conducting to his friend. He used to be a good boy, now it's going to his grave. He tells us that he's playing ball, he's driving us insane. I used to collect lots of records. Yes, I was a fan. Then the money ran out, so they sold. No, my radiogram said it serves you right for making so much noise. Why don't you run and play with all the other boys? With all the other boys. With all the other boys. Please, nothing next door, ma. A few minutes more, please. I won't be too long, ma. I'll play an old song. He used to be a good boy. He used to say his prayers. Now he only plays the fool. Is something wrong upstairs? He used to be a good boy. Now he's 9 parts to the wind. His father tried to talk to him. He sat right there and grinned. Neighbors won't complain if you want to make a noise. And you don't have to play with all the other boys. 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 With all the other boys.
Okay, that song had a lot going on in it. Went through, I lost count of the number of sections, and yet it felt really cohesive at the same time. Nine parts to the wind. It began with this blocky piano intro in D with some threes over the four, like 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2, like that over, and then these melodically quarterly angular verses in this blue-eyed soul harmonized chorus line. Very sing along. It was hard to resist. With all the other boys. Yeah, that I was thinking kind of like Michael McDonald. Colon response vocal middle eight, where we were getting some of the vocal middle eight, where we were getting piecing together some of the story. I think it was about a curious boy. It may have been about a problem child or kind of one of those unusual prodigies. Let's see, cabaret inflected instrumental section with some vaudeville piano and ha-has. Some musical box piano lines. I usually don't make these similes, but I was starting to think it was like the missing link between this track is like the musical missing link between Sailor and Steely Dan. Rhythmically looser bridge with sizzling guitar at one point, and this and then some down spiraling guitar, and this frenetic grinding section with those ha-has once again. A variation of something that had been done earlier, yeah. Lots of sections, ultimately. Yeah, Nine Parts to the Wind by Strange Days. The title track, or as it would more kind of sensibly be known, With All the Other Boys. Let's hear another track from the album, 18 Tons. There's another song on the album called Joe Soap, which is a very English reference to, it seems like boyhood awkwardness is a reoccurring theme. Joe Soap is
18 tons of undescribable filth found in the cowshed yesterday. Hardcore porn of the dirtiest form. Have you anything more to say? I expect I'll be gone for quite a while. I accept the price I pay, but I still smile. After all, you will never want again. Look around and you will never need a friend. No more books, no more cruise, and no more worries now. I have always tried to give you everything. Now it only goes to show you don't always win. No more books, and no more crooks, and no more worries now. It's all gone. It's all gone. It's all gone away. The mama sold me down. Oh, they owe it all to me. I'm the one to thank, don't you agree? My investigations now are complete, so I proceeded to dial 999. The police at a ball, watching him crawl, thanks to me, he'll pay for his crime. Tons of undescribable filth found in the cowshed yesterday. Now we're taking you in or committing this sin. Have you anything more to say? Hey, 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 because it's all gone. We look up to you for a while. It's all gone. We'll soon wipe away your smile. It's all gone now. Yes, it's all gone. Or you come full of boys in blue. It's all gone. We'll be keeping our eyes on you. It's all gone now. Oh yes, it's all gone. Now we'll learn you the mail by trade. Oh yes, it's all gone. These 5 years to make the grade. Oh, it's all gone away.
Okay, that was 18 Tons by Strange Days, one of the lengthier tracks off the album, 9 Parts to the Wind, and it began with the slow, subdued organ, rhythmless, some sustained vocal lines, and rather intricate harmonies in a few places, and musical box sounds, possibly a glockenspiel, had that kind of music box dance, that just that toy type sound to it, and that went on for about the first 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and setting up the narrative of this track, the plot and all. The slow band breakout commenced at around 2:30, and then right behind the singer, of course, and then there was this tightening section. Suddenly a close cadence took hold at around 2:50, and throughout the piece, as the band was like full on anyway, heard a lot of staccato organ chords interlocking with bass and active drum accents, and then at 4-minute mark thereabouts, some thick guitar sustains were briefly spotlighted, and then more vocals, and then at around 5:20, this distorted, more scaly guitar solo, and a bit longer, and then a repetition of more vocal lines and such. Yeah, 18 tones, and before that, 18 tons, excuse me, and before that, 9 parts to the wind with all the other boys from the 1975 singular Strange Days album, 9 parts to the wind, and let's see, Strange Days were an English art rock band from Barnsley, South Yorkshire, that released the album. Uh, 9 Parts to the Wind on Retreat Records in 1975. Three-fourths of the band played in the earlier combo Travis, which issued the album Shine on Me on A&M in 1973. Drummer Eddy McNeil subsequently joined members of the original Renaissance lineup when they reformed for 2 albums as Illusion during the late 1970s. Guitarist vocalist Graham Ward resurfaced a decade later in the mid-80s pop trio, the Ward Brothers. And there you have it. Musicians who kind of came out of, that Travis album I haven't gotten my hands on or heard of. And just, a pretty simple story to tell. I would like to find these lyrics, though. It sounds like a great, one of the big components in appreciating this album is the storyline of the tracks and such, yeah. Anyway, for more Rubies and Sapphires from the Strange Days album, see the directory of albums by English S artists linked in the description below. Like and subscribe, follow me on social media, share the video, and leave a comment if there are any observations that you have about the 2 tracks. We just heard the different musical passages, the instrumental interplay, the arrangements, and most importantly, I guess, the lyrics and the plot and the meaning of it all. Yeah. And until next time, this is Zaragon, the world's most air-traveled trimaximalist, signing off.